Well, he says he thinks his team could have been in the Final Four this weekend.
Boy, they sure could have, but instead they're benched. Tonight, Jamie Edmonds catches up with Michigan State basketball coach Tom Izzo, how he feels about seniors like Cassius Winston having their season cut short, and his message for everyone in Metro Detroit.
Michigan State Spartans had won a share of the Big Ten regular season title, their third in a row, and they were primed for a postseason run. Coach Izzo says it was the hardest day of his coaching career to tell his players that it was all over, especially the seniors.
There's some people have us picked in those virtual things that at least back in the Final Four, and I think we had a chance the way we were playing at the end. So it was one of those kind of years. It was to have to tell Cassius and my seniors they were done for good was a very difficult time.
Coach Izzo talked about overcoming adversity this season with injuries and especially the tragedy with Cassius Winston's brother. He said all of it bonded the team together, and it reminded him of a team 20 years ago, one with senior point guard Mateen Cleaves. And we know how that ended.
It reminded me Mateen got hurt his senior year. He didn't play the first 3 months. And then he came back, and our record maybe wasn't quite as good, but we caught fire at the right time, and we moved forward. I'm just dumb enough, and I thought about it a lot in the last 3 weeks of the season. We were practicing better. I saw our guys making some progress. You know, I think we could have made a run, and wouldn't that have been poetic justice to be ranked one at the beginning, be one of 2 teams in the history of the rankings, us and Kentucky, that moved out of the rankings completely, out of the top 25, and then come back in and maybe had a chance tomorrow night to finish that off. That would have been the ultimate story.
That championship's anniversary is tomorrow, and Izzo thought 2 decades later he might be cutting down the nets again. But this story had a different ending, as we know now. A cancellation of the Big Ten and NCAA tournaments. Izzo says he's been trying to keep in touch with all of his players, past and present.
I just want to make sure everybody's safe and healthy.
The Spartans coach doesn't love technology, but when forced, even he is getting online more and more to meet with recruits and their families.
I wouldn't say technology is my strong suit. I would say I'm getting a little better.
Yeah, and you love Twitter. You say it all the time.
Love it. But still haven't gone that far yet. I'm not going to that end, but I am learning how to Zoom, learning how to do a little bit here, have a few staff meetings this way.
Izzo, like all of us, is also spending this time at home with his wife and his 2 kids. He's taking walks, he's organizing his closet, and he's watching old film.
Did you rewatch beating Duke last year when Kenny Goins hit that 3?
Yeah, I've watched that game. I've watched the Final Four. I watched Magic's Final Four. I'm a basketball junkie in general, but I'm a sports junkie. You know, I love the NFL too, saw some great things. So I try to get up, do a little workout, do a little cleaning, watch a lot of film, try to prepare for next year.
Coach Izzo believes his team could be really, really good next year. But before we talk about that, we have to get through this tough time. And he reminds all of us to take this seriously, to stay home. If you do have to go out, stay a safe distance apart from one another. And he says, you know what? No basketball games right now. Steve, Sandra, back to you.
Yeah, it really could have been a magical weekend.
Yeah, but you know what? It's interesting to hear how he's filling his time just like the rest of us right now.
Absolutely.